Okay, there's no more messing around. We have to memorize some values. So up on the screen you'll see a table that has 9 exact values with some repeating for the cosine, sine, and tangent of our special right triangle angles. On the right you'll see the unit circle showing the points at the corners. And so up until this point we've said it's okay for you to go ahead and draw a triangle, find the sides, and find the values that way, but your life will be made much easier if you can memorize those too. Because now we're going to use the bow tie that we talked about yesterday, and we're going to find the trig values for angles of not just those in the first quadrant and at the corners, but all the way to 360. So let me show you how we're going to do that. So this time I want to know what is the cosine of 225 degrees. So we know that a 225 degree angle has a reference angle of 45 because 225 degrees is 45 degrees past 180. Hopefully that makes sense. At 45, the cosine is equal to 1 over root 2, but 225 is in quadrant 3, where x is less than 0. And so the answer, final answer, cosine 225 is equal to negative 1 over root 2. That's a lot to do for one problem, but I guarantee as you do these, your thinking process will get quicker. Let's do a couple more. What about if I ask for the sine of 150? All right, so here's 150, and 150 is a 30-degree reference angle, right? Because here's 180 and 150 is 30 away from 180. And so the sine of 30 we know is 1/2. The y is positive in quadrant 2. So the answer to the sine of 150 is positive 1/2. Are you getting the hang of it? Good. Let's do a tangent one. Tangent of 300 degrees, right? So 300 degrees would be just past the 270. So there's my 300. So the reference angle for 300 is 60 degrees because 300 is 60 degrees away from 360. The tangent of 60 we have memorized as root 3. And we know in quadrant 4, the tangent, which is the slope of the radius, don't forget that, that will help you a great deal, is less than 0. And so the answer to the question, what is the tangent of 300, is negative root 3. Okay, good. So just to let you know that sometimes you will be asked also to find the secant, the cosecant, and the cotangent of angles from 0 to 360, and my hint is to simply start out with the reciprocal function and then flip it. Let me show you what I mean. If I ask you to find the cosecant of 310 degrees, what I want you to do is think of the sine of 310 with a reference angle. So this is important. We're at 310. So here's 310. That's not a good angle because that's 50 away from 360. So let's go ahead and make it 330 so that it works out. So here I am at 330. So my reference angle is 30 degrees. And the sine of 30 is equal to 1/2. Okay. By similar reasoning, the sine of 330, because it's in the fourth quadrant, is negative 1/2. So final answer, cosecant of 330 degrees is negative 2. All right, does that make sense? Good, I hope so. We're going to start having a series of exact value quizzes. They'll be 5-minute timed quizzes where I give you 10 questions like the ones I just did, and you'll have to complete them in 10 minutes. We do a couple of practice in the beginning so you get the hang of it. I'm going to go ahead and leave you with some exact value questions. So this is a practice exact value quiz for you to finish up with. So I want you to find the cosine of 330 degrees, the tangent of 225, the sine of 315, the cosine of 225. Let's see if I can come up with some more. How about the tangent of 240 degrees, the sine of 120 degrees, and let's for fun add some of the reciprocals. So let's do the secant of 300, the cosecant of 135 and the cotangent of 315. So what I'd like you to do right now is pause the video and work them out. See if you can get, let's see, this is 9 of them. I didn't quite make 10. And I'll go ahead and put the answers in so that you can then resume the video. Okay, so pausing now. Okay, and if not, we have lots of chance to practice. See you in class.